Time to smoke weed. My rhyme's precise, I'm too much for you, like weed. Add a little meat and got the greed.
So I guess I haven't made a roller coaster tycoon thing again. I don't like it'd be a stream, I guess. Haven't made one in a while, so. And last time we left off ready to move on to Leafy Lake, so that's just what we were gonna do. I've had issues last time with saving, like the game just crashes randomly. So I want to see Leafy Lake. Alright, so hopefully we don't get any, hopefully the game doesn't crash again, because then I'll want to kill myself. And as if I didn't want to kill myself last night, because of the whole GTA gimmick, tonight would definitely do it for me if Roller Coaster Tycoon decides to give out. And that's definitely something that game developers and the designers, programmers, like the whole lot of people that make games, and I can relate, knowing myself. I know it's hard to future-proof your game because, like, in the future, technologies will find it harder to support older games, and it's because using outdated DirectX versions, like this one, I don't even know what version it uses. If it's lower than 7, then any AMD GPU is going to have issues, and any NVIDIA one is going to have some issues. And for me, the main issue that I get with Roller Coaster Tycoon is called a driver exception, and I seriously don't know what that is, but it's known to happen with NVIDIA cards, and I figured if all it takes is a technology to move on to kill support for old games, then how come that's a problem that hasn't been fixed yet, right? It's almost like it's purposeful. Like, if you have a new computer or something, oh, well, you're gonna have to bring out that rust bucket again to play Roller Coaster Tycoon. Like, I know one of the cars that I had, a GT 630 by NVIDIA, absolutely incompatible. Could not run Roller Coaster Tycoon. And no joke, it was the stock GT 630. It was on a laptop, not a Vista laptop. Vista wasn't the issue, guarantee it. Took it to Feature Shop, got that whole thing looked at. It's totally different ball game when it comes to NVIDIA cards. But I want to hold back some computer frustrations for tonight. Oh, I could vent for hours about how stupid computers are. But I have to respect them and keep them alive, because if I don't have a PC, then I can't make games or make videos. Can't support this dead gaming YouTube channel anymore without a computer. Man, I'm burping a lot. No surprise, because I have a Pepsi, but you know. Yeah. I'm always iffy about where I place a roller coaster, because it could just, you know, some spots are just cursed. It will not be free. Oh, wait. Okay. I'm gonna try my park this way. Have the rides free, and just stick with an entrance fee. We will see how that does. You know what the worst part of computer frustrations are? When it's at like a critical point. You're like editing a video or something. I always run into this. Like, the software that I use for video editing is one that I voluntarily use because I like its flexibility and how fast it renders videos. It's called Shotcut, right? But it's extreme. It's like the definition of open source software, and it can be unreliable sometimes. And there are bugs that they're still trying to iron out, but they don't like really. They don't avidly develop it. Not a lot of money goes into it. And I figured if I donate like even like $1 or like $5 or something to them, then you get the registered version, but there's no advantage to doing that. Because if there's issues they can't iron out, then it's not worth it. But my computer never fails to give me some sort of grief when it comes to a critical point as well. Like, I'll have an entire video project up and it'll just short out on me for no reason. And it does this at its own will. And another problem with having, because I built my PC from all custom parts, if there's even if it ever down the road runs into a slight little hiccup between, let's say, your motherboard and your graphics card, boom, instant blue screen on your computer. Anyone who's built their own custom PC, all the parts they've put together, they've done everything themselves, they know the blue screen issue. They definitely know it. I have a Gigabyte, military grade series, I think it's the X3, like the 3rd edition motherboard, and when you have that with a NVIDIA card, like just the stock NVIDIA card, you will run into issues. That's why next time I get a GPU, it will be a Gigabyte card. And I'm pretty excited about the Gigabyte RX 480. I mean, right now, I have the Power Color RX 480 Red Devil, but I still get blue screen stuff with it. Because it's not, if it isn't, apparently you like have to use Gigabyte things with Gigabyte things, but anything else is fine. Like, say if you have, like, I don't know, what's another brand of motherboards? Asus? Don't really know how to say them. But, if you have any other card that isn't Asus, it'll work. But for me, I'm the one who has the cursed Gigabyte motherboard. But I chose it because it's, like, really strong and reliable, because that's what I had on my old PC too. That HP thing sitting right there. What am I doing? This coaster is gonna fail. Where to go from here? Man, like, it's so annoying. Roller Coaster Tycoon, specifically the first one, always just crashes on this one randomly. And yeah, I changed over the compatibility modes and everything, but nothing works. And what happened to all my custom track designs? It's almost like I have a completely different game here. I have no idea where to build this. I'll just make something extremely simple and awful looking, just to get it out of the way. Because I'm not gonna spend a lifetime trying to figure out how to make my park look amazing, when in reality all I have to do is just win the scenario. But yeah, I've had like friends and everything. Basically, the complete list of my friends sort of message me and everything and asking what happened to you in game design, and I'm like, I hate answering the question because it's sort of like describing how any writer, like the way Stephen King used to, right? You run into a writer's block. You run into a sort of inspirational block that you have to try and break, and it could take a matter of months, years. For some people, it's just a matter of a couple of days, right? And I wish I was as lucky as those people. But man, making games is... It was really easy. It seemed really free-flowing when I first got into it. I was 10 years old, right? And when you're 10 years old, you have like this infinite... You have this like mind bank of attention span. You can divert as much attention to anything you want, and you will be completely motivated to do so. But with me, I was 10 to 14 was when I had the most drive, but it was also when my games happened to be the worst. My games were the worst quality when I was that young. And it's frustrating now because I have the skills and everything I need to know. All the knowledge I have, all the tools I have are set right out in front of me to just make a game and roll with it. You know, I could get it on Steam Greenlight now if I want. I have the Steam Greenlight key. But the thing is, I've hit some sort of block, and I hit it like a matter of, what am I now? 18? I hit it 3 years ago, and I haven't really completed a game project in 3 years. Like one that I've actually intentionally created to finish and had drive throughout to finish, and released it in the end and was super pleased with myself. That must have been a matter of 3 or 4 years. But I have all the tools I need to make a game properly now. And definitely RCT would be a big inspiration for making a game. That's just not the type of game that I would want to make though, because there's no saying how many times that's been attempted. Besides, why try to compete with Planet Coaster? Is that what it's called, Planet Coaster? I'm like really behind on new games now. I should actually find that out now. Yeah, Planet Coaster. Okay. Yep. No use trying to compete with Planet Coaster. All the Tycoons have already been done anyway. No sense in making any more. I guess it'd be useful to test. Don't worry about my mic settings. I know my microphone you hear a lot of space between me and the microphone. It's not very localized. It's because all I'm using is the Blue Snowball Light, or whatever it is, the Blue Snowball Ice. It's like the lowest of the Blue Snowballs, right? And I have to say, it's not a good mic, like the Ice one at least. The actual Blue Snowball, like the black one, or the other Blue Snowballs, just not the Ice Edition, right? The Ice Edition's garbage, the rest of the Snowballs are great. And what do you know? I've been told to decrease my park entrance price while simultaneously winning a worst value park award. So that means that I am on the road to success. Seriously, like 3 guests. So that means I only topped off at $75. It's okay. But we'll come back from this. We will, hopefully, come back from this. Well, it runs the full course. It's not intense in any way that I can see. So I think we are good to finish the coaster. I think we are Gucci. Oh, come on. There. The bare tedium of trying to work things out in this. Sure, alright, we'll do it this way. And I think we'll want to make some modifications, because I don't think we're going to be turning any profits if we don't work with this game the way it's intended. And by that I mean charge for rides. I don't even know what to call this. Raindrop, sure. All-star. 10 guess, alright. I guess we're turning up profits now. Man. Yeah, I always find myself swapping between Coke and Pepsi. But for the longest time, like the longest streak of me preferring one is definitely Pepsi. Like if I were to choose one, if we were to lose, if we had to choose which one, like, to be discontinued, if it came down to that, I would have to say just Coke. Because Pepsi's the one I more so turn to. Because Coke tastes more, I don't know, it's blander, but it's also like sharper and spicier, if that makes sense. It's like simply synthetic. Like on the most basic level I could describe it, it just tastes like sharp and synthetic. But there are times when I would prefer a Coke over Pepsi. Most of the time I will choose Pepsi. Pepsi just has a more smoother, candy-ish flavor to it. And also Pepsi has the cane sugar one. So, Pepsi throwback. I don't think they make it anymore, but you know. There's all those like hipster cane sugar sodas too, like the fair trade ones. I think the best one that I've tried is Blue Sky Cola. I classify those as like hipster cola. And then you just have your simple grocery store brand one. Those ones are okay too. It depends which grocery store actually. And just the front of the park's absolutely lifeless. This is gibbage, man. It would probably be useful if I stuck some, concessions. I don't know how to spell Bueller, but nah, I tried. I get a "you tried" sticker. Is that something I do now? Is like that thing, that sound when people are thinking? Yeah, I do that a lot now. I noticed I caught myself at work today doing it. A lot, actually. Practically every other minute I was doing it. I'll try my best to cut back on it, but it's like, I guess I've developed another habit. Oh, come on. The moment I get an idea for a coaster, it shoots me down. Hey, you don't have enough money for this. I'll be getting a new microphone soon. Yeah. No, it won't be the blue snowball one. It'll be different. Well, what I'm going to start with is, right now, it's not looking for quality. It's more so, well, it will be good quality, the one that I'm getting soon. But it'll be like good quality. I guess it'll basically sound like this one. Maybe like, I don't know, just under. I don't know. It'll be around the same as this one. It's just a headset though. But the thing is, I needed to pick up my voice without so much distance first, and then I can work from there. Because it's too much pain trying to work with a desktop microphone, because I'm always at a different distance from it. Because I have it set, there's like 2 feet of space between it and me, or 2.5, possibly more, right? So I have to really turn up the sensitivity, but it's not efficient. It doesn't work. Because me, I don't have like a complete desktop. It's like my desk and then the keyboard drawer that comes out. So I'm sitting a fair distance away from the actual top of my desk. That's something I wanted to swap out too, but I can't quite yet. Can't quite yet. I have to save up for stuff currently. Hell yeah. Well, here's how I see it. It's currently, later. It's like 12:46 at night, but it's a Friday, so I don't care. And this side has absolutely nothing. It's just completely barren. Wait, what's the next thing? Oh, it's a roller coaster. Guess we don't have a slide. We could use a slide. Oh no, I didn't want to change the view. First wheel, so I think we have everything. After this point we'll have everything. Wait, is there a pre-built? Mini cars. What is this? That looks huge. There's like no space to put it. Maybe here, like back in here, yeah. Hey, it walked. I hate this part of it. Working out the queue lines. There we go. Okay. 20 cents for all the gentle rides. Ooh, that's harsh on the eyes. There we go. We'll do that. That works. Mini cars. Oh, I noticed I don't have any staff. Shit. Would be useful if I had staff. Jeez. Can't believe I left that, like I let that go. You know when the resolution of it is so low that it like fills up your screen with windows in a matter of seconds? I think I can actually make the resolution higher. But 800 by 600 I think is like the sweet spot. Yeah, because on the old, on the family PC that we had back in... When did I first play RCT? Must have been 2003 and on. We had 2002 and on, yeah. I was like 4 when I was introduced to it. Yeah, it must have been on our MDG. It was on like one of those really old beige computers. Pretty sure it was MDG brand. And it actually struggled to run this. But it was still one of the most it was like a powerful computer for the time, but it lagged out with this a lot. We had all the games, you know. Pajama Sam, Freddy Fish. All those games that the 5-year-olds played. It's what we were into. It's what I was into. When you get the steel roller coaster, people just like the shuttle loop. That's all I need for this park, really. I don't need much else. If the shuttle loop will go anywhere, it will go here. But I always like to put my own twist on it. Get a double loop and then make it go quite the high. Let's see how many G-forces we can subject our customers to. Our park guests. Actually, let's try 40. It'll probably make it through just fine. Because if you have a lot of airtime on the top of the loops, then gives you a higher excitement rating. Yeah, just perfect. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll like just make it. Yeah. There we go. Sure. We will call it... Yeah, I don't think the double loop works. Aqua loop, alright. Even though it's black and red. It doesn't fit aqua. And we shall set up a bit of advertising. Some Alrighty. This park's so dead. Like, nothing is happening. You play some music? Yeah, we can. I always make it, like, techno style. Because out of the music that you can use on here, I guess the easiest to listen to, or the one that I would rather listen to, is techno. Just have everything techno. There we go. We live in a techno park. Now it feels more lively. See, I wasn't feeling it, Mr. Krabs, before. But now I'm feeling it, Mr. Krabs. Ooh, some stories from my work? Ugh. I don't know. I mean, working at a grocery store is like, you know, it's interesting. A lot of stuff happens, but it's, I don't know. Work stories. It's more so like, you know, tidbits. Little goofs and gaffs, you know. I don't know. There's been multiple occasions of feces. There's been a considerable amount of feces at my job. But it's I guess it's because of the area that it's in. It's a grocery store, so like everyone goes to it, but it's just the area is interesting. Sort of like right before it reaches downtown, so you get all the colorful characters. But yeah, with the poop, with the feces. Like, I don't know. I guess there's an occurrence of feces once or twice every month at the store. And yes, it's human feces. It's because there's one or two specific faces that I am I remember when they come in, that I know to look for feces after they've been in the store. One of them is this like greasy old guy, and the other is some like extremely overweight middle-aged woman that can't control herself. Both of those people, I'm pretty sure, have existing mental problems, but also have outstanding shame for failing potty training. Unless they've like lost their ability. But it's been, you know, it's happened a lot. Because they've been, I don't know, I started working back in January, so I've been there for 8 months now. And yes, I can confirm those people have been shopping there this whole time. Ever since I started there, that's when I was seeing them too. So, past 7 months, 8 months, those people have been consistently, well, not consistently, but, you know, at a regular interval, once or twice a month, there's the occurrence of feces at my work. Yeah, you would never think it's like it is a grocery store, but I wouldn't expect the occurrence of poo to be there that much. A place that I'd be more familiar with feces occurrences would probably be, I don't know, like working a janitorial job or something. Maybe for a school. Because like in the school public bathrooms, it's disgusting. Any public bathroom. I mean, the grocery store I work at does have one. We just have one customer bathroom that we have to point, They come up and they ask us all the time, "Hey, where's the customer bathroom?" I'm like, well, even though I've had to tell people, like, I don't know how many times I've gotten the customer question, probably upwards of 400 to 500 times. You know, now that we put up a sign for where the customer bathroom is, maybe you could go find it yourself, not have me point you to it all the time. That's totally up to them. It's totally up to them if they want to project themselves as ignorant or not. And there's nothing we can do to stop them from that, because we're very tightly watched under our work policy. That's got to be the most colorful story I can give. Like, the most colorful stories I can give about my work are seriously the occurrence of customers dropping creamy loaves in the store. They just drop a nice steamy loaf in the store. First time I had to clean it up in front of the dairy section. Second time in January, or February. This must have been in February. I had to clean up right in front of the produce section. Then a bunch of the other times we had our courtesy guys get them, because I've been moving up steadily, so they don't expect me to clean everything now. I'm not at the bottom of the seniority list. But man, like, in all honesty, I don't think I'd want to work anywhere else right now. Because, like, general retail's got to be so much more boring than what I'm doing. Because, like, they keep you really busy at my work at the grocery store. We always have, like, shipments coming in, or there's always something to, like, clean up or something like that. So we're not really considered retail. We're considered what my boss calls a private sector. But as far as I see, private sector covers, like, warehouse and commercial work. So that's pretty much what we do. As, like, stock people. It's mostly lifting, keeping up with, trying to not kill yourself. That's what it is. That's what a grocery stock job is. Just fighting off the urges to pull the trigger. Not really, it's not that morbid. Don't worry about me. But about the games thing, like, I did mention that is what I want to turn into my career. I feel like before I try to cut the big fish, before I try to cut the big fish, I feel like I would have to make a game first that I would actually find worthy of selling, so that way I know what I'm capable of, so that way I know my strength for making games. I just wouldn't know where to start. Maybe with like an arcade fighting game, I don't know. Final Fight inspired sort of thing. I'd try that out. I have tried like a fighting game, well, it was sort of like an arcade ninja platformer. That was on my other channel though. It was called Spectro Sword. Yeah, my friend Josh, he knows. He was probably the one who was going to play it most out of all of everyone I've told it about. I've had it on Twitter and stuff too. I had a bunch of people who wanted to play it. I did complete the demo for it, and I had it on Game Jolt for a bit, but I got rid of it because I felt like I still had to polish it a bit more. Like, something was wrong about the view and everything, and I fixed that after, but then I didn't export another demo for the game. But I still have the game file, and I pretty much still have all the game files of everything I've ever made since I was 10. But no, I just didn't get around to finishing them up. I never do. Everything that could be built is already built. Haunted house. Well, that'll be good. I could put the haunted Hosu. Let's see. Right here. Yeah, right in there. Yeah, there. Wow, I can't. You actually know that. Okay. Yes, there was a game that I was working on earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year. And I called it Mickey Mosu and the Haunted Hosu. And it was like it's a misspell of Mickey Mouse and the Haunted House. So, Mickey Mosu and the Haunted Hosu. And I called it that because, I don't know, I think it was a conversation that came up between me and my sister about, like, derpy Disney characters. But that just came up, saying Mickey Mosu. So, I was just like, oh, I'll make a game after it. And I didn't make the game, like, it never really came out. But I could finish it. I do have the potential to finish it. It does work. It works fairly well. It's just the ghost AI is fairly glitchy. But I mean, what more does it have to be than just a free game put up on my Game Jolt? So yeah, like I could just cobble that together, finish it up. Yeah. Well, it'll only be in Game Maker 8. So I don't know how it'll go in terms of like compatibility. See, if I make it in Game Maker Studio, it'll work on everything. It'll work on Windows XP and up, Service Pack 1 and up. But yeah, like when I was talking about future-proofing earlier, Game Maker Studio, it's interesting. It works with its own custom compiled language, and it's actually really flexible because it directly converts into DirectX whatever version, right? DirectX 11 currently. It also has DX7 support and up, so it'll work on old machines. It will. Even I think I got it to work on like a Windows 2000 in like my old school. But see, it's hard to determine whether it's gonna last. Like if you release a game, how compatible will it be maybe 10 years from now, right? Because there have been some huge breakout indie games made in GM Studio, like Spelunky. Spelunky has to be the finest example, or Hyper Light Drifter. Sean Spalding, his games, they're probably like great examples of things made in Game Maker, and like it is a powerful engine. People have made 3D games with it too. It's just when it comes to Game Maker, when you're making a 3D game, you really have to be smart about it. It's not as compatible with 3D tools as Unity, so you have to be smart with what you use to build it and your method for building it. If you write a 3D game entirely object-based, you will end up with an extremely cluttered looking project, and it will not run efficiently. I've made an FPS example before, but it was inefficient. But I have another one from like last year, which would actually be cool to touch base with again. But see, when it comes to 3D, I figured I would just use a 3D engine apart from Game Maker, right? But if I really wanted to, yeah, and if I put like the time and effort into it, oh yeah, you'd be able to make a really nice looking 3D game with GM Studio. I've had a substitute teacher before, even earlier this year, last year, because in grade 11 and 12, even in grade 10 as well, I branched off with computer courses, right? And we've had substitute teachers in before that criticize my method of making games. I'm like, dude, I'm simply a student. Like, I'm not trying to make the next big thing. That's not my goal, right? My goal is to just be a game designer, and that's it. Like, I want to fulfill myself as a game designer. I don't want to try and make a breakthrough, right? If I wish I remembered his name, but I called him out for it before as well. I'm like, dude, like, the comment he made was really stupid. It's like, yeah, it's a nice little engine. You know, like, you'll be able to move on to bigger things eventually. And that really confused me, because I said, because Game Maker is a perfect 2D game engine, and Spelunky is a fully fledged 2D game. I know the Sean Spalding game, Another Perspective, you can complete that in like a half hour. But that, like, his games are, I take it they're designed to be shorter, really. That's if I were to estimate it. If anyone questions, I'm not absolutely for sure. But Spelunky was made to be a fully fledged game, and it is a fully fledged game. There's even going to be, I heard there's going to be a sequel to it. I hope there is. Made in GM Studio as well. But I don't know the completion time to Spelunky, but I figured it takes longer than Binding of Isaac. Which, Binding of Isaac? The first Binding of Isaac was made in Game Maker 8? What did I just do? Did I close it? Okay. And Binding of Isaac Rebirth, that was made in Game Maker Studio. Yeah, it was made in 1.3, 1.2, one of the later Game Maker Studio versions. So that was really impressive to me. And that really does, like, show, you know, hey, this is a better engine than people assume. Yeah, I have the professional edition. It's like I think I got it for like $100. But yeah, I'm not sure what more professional edition gives to you. It's just the standard edition, which I bought for like $25 when it was on the deal, like it first came out. And then professional edition, and then master collection, yeah. So the standard one, it like just locks you to Mac and Windows. Oh, come on. What?